Washington, U.S. President Barack Obama and Jordanian King Abdullah II vowed not to let up in the fight against the Islamic State group on Tuesday, as Jordanians mourned the death of a military pilot held captive by the militants. Mr. Obama hosted King Abdullah at the White House for a hastily arranged meeting, hours after a video emerged online purportedly showing 26-year-old Lieutenant Muath al-Qasisbeh burned to death by the militant group. King Abdullah, who was on a previously scheduled trip to Washington, arrived after nightfall and made no remarks to reporters as he and Mr. Obama sat side by side in the Oval Office. In the meeting, Mr. Obama offered his deepest condolences to the king over the pilot's death, the White House said. The President and King Abdullah reaffirmed that the vile murder of this brave Jordanian will only serve to steel the international community's resolve to destroy ISIL, said White House spokesman Alistair Barsky, using an acronym for the extremist group.
At the end, you left it late, but you're through.
Yeah, that was the key, obviously. It was always going to be a tough game. I'll repeat again, Neil Lennon's done a brilliant job since he's come into here and made the team very difficult to beat. So, no, we'd obviously shown a lot of chances before they got the penalty, and I think you can see in the replay that there was no near a penalty. So we 1-0 down that pitch on the back foot away from home, but I thought the players again showed the character and the spirit that's within the team. We hit the bar, must be about 5 or 6 times tonight, created other chances, but eventually we got there in the end. We'd obviously had a lot of attackers on the field at the end, and obviously the quality came through. So, but delighted, tough game over the 2 legs, but thankfully we're through.
Were there stages in the second half that did you think this isn't going to be our night?
No, you just have to keep your patience. I think it's important, especially against 10 men. You need to keep the width in the game. You know, we played with 3 at the back. But obviously, when it went to 10 men, we pushed Emery Khan into midfield up 1, so he could control the game from there, and that pushed the other midfield players further on. But as long as you keep your width in the game, that, as I said, you've got numbers inside to create the space. We've got great, technical players, but also width on the game to get crosses in. So, and eventually, a great pass by Emery for the first goal, and wonderful finish by Raheem, and an outstanding finish on the second one. So. Wonderful technique, and as I said, a hard-fought game, but we deserve to get through on the chances we created.
And Steven Gerrard's 700th appearance, of course, and he's still in there. You're still in here for the FA Cup.
Yeah, our momentum's still going. It's, as I said, over the last 8 weeks, the character in the team and the quality of the team and the intensity has all really gone up another level. So we just want to keep it going. As I said, this is what we want to do well in, and thankfully we're into the next round against Palace.
Thanks, Brendan.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Washington, the United Arab Emirates, UAE, withdrew from coalition airstrikes against the Islamic State group in Syria after the capture of a Jordanian pilot since murdered by the jihadists, U.S. officials said on Wednesday. The UAE pulled out of the flights soon after the pilot fell into his hands in December, a U.S. official told AFP, stressing that the Gulf Arab nation still offers access to important air bases for American aircraft and other support for the coalition effort. I can confirm that UAE suspended airstrikes shortly after the Jordanian pilot's plane went down, the official said. But let me be clear that UAE continues to be an important and valuable partner that is contributing to the coalition, said the official, who spoke on condition of anonymity. UAE's move was first reported by the New York Times. IS extremists posted a grisly video on Tuesday showing the Jordanian airman, Muath al-Qasisbeh, being burned alive. Fearing for the safety of its air crews, the UAE raised concerns to Washington about its search and rescue resources in the region, officials said. UAE representatives proposed that American forces deploy their V-22 Osprey Tiltrotor aircraft to northern Iraq to be closer to any planes that go down, instead of in Kuwait.